I'm going live. Get it. All right. So the only cam we have right now is webcam. Is cam the camera? You're not here yet. Pre-show.
Pre-show.
Testing.
Oh, see, I thought I was already in there. Space, stay co-host, join without computer audio.
So I'm gonna get
Got it.
off YouTube. Can we watch it on the big screen again? That was cool.
Yes. Let me just hook up cam.
No, I've got cam. You got sky cam. Oh, that cam?
YouTube turned off on your computer.
Yeah.
Just ask.
Okay, so I've got the video.
Okay.
Oh, I'm probably have no sound because I'm
Broadcasting.
headphones.
Oh, so change that to speakers.
Okay, super. We have a video.
Ooh.
Yay!
Live pre-show.
Pre-show.
Hang on, let's see what's going on the holodeck.
Oh, what's that on the holodeck?
Let's look at the 3D printer. Whoa. Whoa. Present arch. 3D printer in the holodeck. Does everybody know what a holodeck is before we go any further? Because that might help.
If you're here watching this pre-show
And you know
what a holodeck is, tell us in the comments.
if you know what it is, scream real loud. Okay, there we go. Hang on, I think I got it.
Almost.
There's a ripple in the holodeck. Send in an exocomp. Also, if you're listening and you know what an exocomp is, give us a thumbs up.
And subscribe to our channel.
And subscribe, yeah. Smash that bell.
We didn't go live to tell people we're going live today.
I think, we're live telling people we're going live right now, are we not?
Oh, yes, I guess we are.
Yeah, that's what we're doing. I thought that's what we were doing.
Well, I didn't post it on the socials.
Oh.
Guys, if you want to, if you have a second, share us on the socials because we didn't get a chance.
Socials.
The socials. All right, let's see what's happening over here. We didn't go live to tell people we're going live.
All right.
Okay, so where do we want the sound? We do want sound. We want sound on this computer.
Exactly, yeah, exactly there.
Okay.
There and only there. 3D printing.
All right, no comments yet.
Do you want a table for that?
Table for this?
So we can do robot tests?
Oh, yeah.
Do some robot tests. Hang on, robot test. We will
I don't necessarily.
Candy the cam. Oh, where did SkyCam go?
SkyCam's on asleep, maybe.
Thanks. SkyCam got booted out. Dark. Come on, SkyCam. Let's hang out. Co-host. Got it. No audio.
Hey, SkyCam's back. It's looking at you though.
You're looking at you, Cam. Wow.
Wow.
Hey. Sit back. Right there. Perfect. Okay.
Okay, 2 minutes to go. We're gonna go live on Instagram to tell you that we're going live on
Okay.
YouTube. Okay, you're on. Ready? Checking connection.
Hello.
You're now live.
Hello, Instagram. Guess what? We're live, and we're telling you right now we're going live with a robot test.
So where do people find the show? Oh,
I think
now we
this-
have to have a robot funeral.
I don't know. I think we need to 3D print a robot part. So go on to our YouTube channel, SP Library.
Just go to YouTube and search Stratford Public Library.
Yes, good call. Good call.
And today on Make It Live, we're talking about
3D printing today. Woo!
woo-hoo! See you on YouTube.
Awesome. Oh, wait. This guy's bad.
It won't post the video because it's not 1 minute long.
Really?
Yeah. So now we have to just discard that excellent media.
It has to be exactly a minute.
I guess. I don't know. Instagram keeps changing the rules.
Instagram, stop being like science.
Like science.
Okay. That's a pretty good robot test.
Yeah.
Not too bad. Okay,
It's 6:30. It's 6:30. Are we ready to roll? Should I start the intro?
Yeah, start the intro.
All right.
Rolling intro.
Here we go. Also, you have to hit play. It doesn't auto.
This is the emergency broadcast system. This is not a test.
All right, we're live.
Make it live.
Hey, we're back.
Check out the 3D printer. Da, 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 da. Guess what today's theme is?
Is it vinyl cutting?
I think it's about robots. Are we going on about
Ding,
robots?
ding.
Guess what? No bell today.
Oh, we don't even have our bell today.
No, we're going with, let's go with secret word. Should we go with secret word?
Yeah, what should our secret word be?
Okay, so today I'm gonna make a crunchy sound first. So I've been meaning to do this and I forgot.
Is our secret word going to be Furby?
What about Robbie Jr.?
Robbie.
I'm Robbie Jr.
Hi, Robbie Jr.
Where am I? We're gonna do a robot test with Robbie Jr. in a little bit. See if he works.
Okay.
Cool. Awesome. So today's secret word is filament.
Ah!
Filament. Like, oh, hang on. Oh yeah, here we go. Filament, which is what goes into our 3D printers. That, you know, the 3D printers kind of eat this stuff and they spit it out. So that's going to be our word today.
So what happens when people hear the secret word?
they scream real loud.
Real loud.
Real loud.
We
So
want to hear
any-
you all the way at the library.
Or, if you're at home and you want to just,
Scream into your pillow.
scream into your pillow or, yeah. Yeah, you can scream, you can, whatever you want. Ding a bell if you have one.
Ding.
Ding. You can make the noise instead if you don't have one.
That's fine.
Awesome.
So make it live.
Make it live.
Eric,
Woo!
What is this show?
What's this show? Make It Live is a little bit of everything in the MakerSpace, and every week we come up with a brand new theme, and we tell you exactly what we do in the MakerSpace and get you excited about coming in.
Yeah, because what can you make in the MakerSpace?
Anything.
Right?
So in the MakerSpace, we have a 3D printer, we have a vinyl cutter, we have a button maker, we have a 3D printer. Did I say we have a 3D printer?
Do we have more than one 3D printer?
Yeah.
Yes, that's awesome.
Do you know what's better than one 3D printer?
2 3D printers?
Yeah, and what's better than that is more 3D printers
How many 3D printers do you have, Eric?
that are working.
No, in total.
Oh.
How many working 3D printers do you have, Eric?
Working 3D printers. 5 working 3D printers.
Are you counting the under 3 that's here
Yes.
in the space?
Yep, the under 3 in here. I just got it tuned up and it should be working just fine. Hey, should we start it?
Yeah, let's start it.
Let's start it.
So while Eric starts the 3D printer, I'm going to spotlight that and tell you, so this show is going to be, so we go live and then we post it to YouTube afterwards. So if you're not here, you can always watch it later. And we also have segments on the off weeks because we do this every second week. So you can watch the segments that you might have missed in the off weeks when we're not here with you live. Hey, Joe Oliver's here. Hey, Joe Oliver.
Shut up.
What's up?
Like in the chat room or in?
Not physically in the MakerSpace, though
outside
he
of the MakerSpace.
is often here in the MakerSpace with us. No, he's here on YouTube today.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. And I want to give a shout out to Kenzie and Logan. Hello, if you're watching. I know your dad's doing some really cool 3D printing as well. So I hope you're enjoying this show. So while Eric gets the under 3 ready to go, I can tell you that our topics today are: what is 3D printing, how to get started in 3D printing, and how to design your own 3D printed objects.
Woohoo.
Woohoo! So we're going to show you some of the software. Much of it is free, which is great.
It's all free.
It's all free.
It's all free.
We like free software here in the
We like
MakerSpace.
free stuff. Well, and okay. Some of it's got like premiums on it, but the basic edition is going to get you doing what you need to do. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
So what is 3D printing? Should we give people a hand in starting to understand it?
Oh, you've been waiting for that like for how long? What? I don't have a pun for a car.
Oh, should we Skycam?
Yeah, let's Skycam.
Let's actually Skycam.
The under 3 is just warming up, so hopefully it's good.
I'm
In the
gonna
holiday.
take us off for a sec.
Okay.
Skycam.
Robots, disperse. Okay, so this is 3D printed. The wheels are 3D printed.
Wait, what are they made out of? Because
These are printed out of flexible filament called TPU. And I don't know what that stands for, if you're going to ask. Huh.
maybe it's backwards. Maybe it's taught under pressure.
Cool. Okay. The other plastic's called PLA, which is a polylactic acid.
Oh, there you
which is
go.
Lots of fun. And yeah, inside of here, there's actually working components. And yeah, you could put this together and drive it around like a remote control car, because it is as soon as I finish it.
Hey, Neil's here. Hey, Neil.
Neil, woo!
Woo!
And
Woo,
family.
woo. And family. Yes.
And family. What
They're
else
all
is
here.
3D printed? Oh,
What else is 3D printed? Well, in honor of Joe, I would like to show you. Oh, we're doing Skycam.
Skycam.
So Joe designed this Lego person
Joe designed this Lego person
and printed it in the MakerSpace.
from the original set of patent drawings, and he did it all in Fusion 360.
Ah, that's amazing.
Yeah, which is something we'll talk about later. But
And then can you explain this?
this is another robot off Thingiverse, and Lego person off
Ding.
Thingiverse, and we downloaded him and printed him out first, and then Joe got really excited and decided to make the other one. So we're like, cool.
That's cool. Why does this one have an octopus on its head?
I just thought it was way more fun.
Cthulhu, Lego Cthulhu.
Oh yeah, Lego Cthulhu or like Hell Hydra.
And you know what's really cool about this design actually is that it prints out all in one piece. So the movable joints, you don't have to put anything together. You don't have to assemble it. It just prints on the bed right like that. When you pick it up, it's together.
Yeah, they're kind of like chain links when it prints out. So it's fun.
There's lots
Really
of different
cool.
flexies. If you watch the printmaking one, you would have seen the flexi bunny, or not seen the flexi bunny.
You did
'cause
not see
it's
the.
green.
Look, I'm holding the Flexi Bunny right now. Da, da, da.
And one of my all-time favorites, I use this all the time at my house, is this little elephant. And what this does is hold your phone for you.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, super
Nice,
cool.
nice. And I'm kind of interested in doing some. We run a game night, and one thing we love making for game night is scenery. Ooh,
What's in there?
what's in there? Anyway, we take the roof off. The inside of the building has 3D printed miniatures. So this one here, we printed out on the Under 3, and then we painted them up and do like
Super zoom.
super zoom. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun. So we can get a pretty awesome level of detail on them, and then we can teach you how to do some printing.
Joe has a couple words for us.
What's up?
They are called thermoplastic polyurethane.
Thermoplastic polyurethane. Awesome.
Way to go, Joe. Thank you for that.
It's like Joe's volunteering when he's not even here.
I know, he's always helping us. It's awesome. Thank you, Joe. And it looks like the Ender 3 is in motion.
Oh yeah. Do we should we do it? Hang on. No, it's good.
What do you want to do?
Just let it run.
Okay.
See what it's doing.
See what it's doing.
Okay. And this other big giant thing, this is also 3D printed on a really big printer. And then I
Your
put
menu showing.
there we go. And so I put a whole bunch of filler on the outside and then painted it.
Oh, we're still on Skycam.
Oh, are we? Yeah, I was showing it on Skype.
Oh, right. There's a delay.
Awesome.
And I have so many pictures of people who like to come into the MakerSpace and try that helmet on. So if I have a picture of you wearing this helmet and you would like it emailed to you, just let me know.
And we do disinfect it in between wearings.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think maybe people have a pretty good idea of what 3D printing is, or what you can do with 3D printing anyway.
Cool.
So the printer itself, maybe Eric, do you want to explain how the printer works?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a roll of filament actually. I don't have one here.
Sorry, what did you say?
Oh. Let's get the paint filament. Oh. So right here, the printing plastic, and I don't have a super awesome example right now of the nozzle, but basically it comes off of this roll. Skycam, or no, we're here. So it comes off of the roll, and it goes into. Oh, you got the nozzle there. what I really wanted to do is I wanted to print out a giant example of what this looks like, but it didn't quite happen. So goes through the nozzle, and it's basically, it's like a hot glue gun. So you can see right in the middle there, there's a little on the ender 3. Let's make it big. Let's remove pin. So ender 3 is really big, and it's laying down plastic on the bed. And the roll of filament's up above, and it's being fed through this blue tube. And the blue tube feeds it down into that kind of red nozzle-y thing. It's like a hot glue gun. And then it places it down on the bed, heated, just like you would if you were squishing hot glue out and writing your name with it. So it kind of puts it like that, and it builds it up layer by layer by layer from the ground up. I'll show you that in a little bit more detail when we get into the slicing. But when you start out, you need a 3D file. So you can't just say, hey, 3D printer, will you print this for me, please? It doesn't quite work that way. I'm going to add a pin. Bring us back up onto the screen.
Oh, you got a spotlight, not add a pin.
Oh.
Add spotlight.
Oh, I do. Okay.
Boom. Trifecta.
Trifecta. Very cool. So right now, this one's laying down the first layer, and it kind of did an outline, and that weird line around it's a priming line. And we'll see what it is in just a minute. Does that kind of explain how basics?
I think so. Yeah. I wanted to sort of demonstrate the 3D pens to the 3D pen to give people an idea of supports.
Okay, cool. Do it.
But it's not ready yet. It hasn't warmed up yet.
Oh,
149.
149. Okay. So yeah, the plastic melts at about 210 degrees Celsius. So if you put it in your car, it's often it melts. Sometimes it doesn't. Yeah. Oh, I should have brought my proton pack.
It melts in your car?
Yeah.
That's good to know. Imagine if you spent all that time making your helmet and then you left it in the car on a summer day.
Actually, it did get a little bit of a crack when we took it to SDS outside, just sitting in the sun.
Oof.
Yeah. Proton pack seems to be good though.
Oh, I really wish that you were
brought
dressed as a
Ghostbuster.
Ghostbuster right now.
I'm not, but you can watch another video of me dressed as a Ghostbuster showing off 3D printing on our YouTube channel called Make It Meetups from a couple years ago.
From the first pandemic summer.
Yeah, whenever that was.
I don't know.
It's still
Is time even passing?
It's still 2016, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, cool.
Okay, it seems to be squishing at the end here. So
okay, you ready?
Oh,
Oh
there
yeah.
it's going really
is a
fast.
3D
Okay.
printing pen, which is kind of like it's like a 3D printer, but instead of having all these motors, your arm's the motor. Let's make you hang on.
It has different speeds. Can you hear us now?
Our audio is back. Let's do this live. Awesome. Okay, so we told you a whole bunch of ridiculous stuff, but let's go to Thingiverse.
Thingiverse.
Thingiverse is one of my favorite places to go. Okay.
Oh, can I show people how to use Thingiverse?
Yeah, please do.
Yes.
Done, do it.
Okay, I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to go out to the main menu.
Yeah, what's on Thingiverse?
Okay, they can hear us. That's
Cool.
good.
All right. Sorry
Cool,
about
okay.
that. So Thingiverse is an open source kind of, I'm going to say repository because I always say it, which is just like a big collection of really cool stuff.
Oh, I'm in Tinkercad.
Ah, you want me to share Thingiverse? I can share Thingiverse.
Yeah, share Thingiverse.
Okay. Ooh, wait. We gotta pause. Guess what?
Stop share.
3D print's done.
3D print's done. Woohoo! Ding.
All right. Cool. All right, 3D print's done. We're gonna let it cool. So the big thing about the 3D printer is you need to let it cool before you pull it off. And that's like one of the hardest parts about 3D printing. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna open up, share screen. Share screen up here and find my. Where's the internet?
Good. No, show all windows. Yes.
Okay.
Scroll. You can.
Go. How come I can't get that to go?
Oh, you have too many things open. Here, I'll distract them with robots.
It's frozen. I'm toast.
Your toast?
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Well, I
Sorry,
can.
technical difficulties on my end.
That's okay. I will share Thingiverse. That robot is fairly loud. Oh,
Oh,
you bumped me.
I bumped you.
Look how many tabs you have open.
It's dead again. Oh, I'm sorry. I bumped you and it's dead.
All right.
Okay, here we go. Search Thingiverse. We have a Mandalorian. We got Star Wars. This is Star Wars in general. Okay, so if I want to print out something from Star Wars, I've got a Baby Yoda. I've got Luke Skywalker's lightsaber. There's a Christmas tree topper that is the Death Star. Actually, I made one of those for one of our previous makers for her Christmas tree, Steph. So made one of those for her a few years ago. There's a couple of that you can do. McLean, if is working on a clone trooper helmet, which is just going to be super amazing. So basically, you can go through here. You can type in anything that you're looking for, and something's going to pop up, like Mickey Mouse with Star Wars.
Robot down.
Robot down. Robot down. Okay, so basically, Thingiverse, yeah. And this is another cool thing. I often 3D print tools like little sanding blocks and miniature vices, and those things that you normally spend money on, but you just don't want to. Like things for electronics that you can bend resistors up, and clamps. I did some 3D printed clamps a little while ago that were really cool. Yeah, so cookie cutters are amazing. Joe makes his own cookie cutters, but you can also download some on here. So if anybody's ever into it, ask Joe about making cookie cutters.
Yeah.
I can show you a way to do that. Is that Thingiverse in a nutshell?
That's Thingiverse in a nutshell. Yeah.
Nice.
You can also upload your own designs to Thingiverse if you want to share them.
I think I did that the other day for the first time.
Cool.
Yeah, I was
Nice.
making some specific bases for some gaming miniatures, and I shared them with the Facebook group and popped them up.
Awesome.
Yeah,
That's great.
fantastic. Is it cool yet? Why would now?
I don't know.
No.
No?
It's too hot.
Okay.
Too hot.
Then I will
It's
share.
too hot.
Okay, there's Tinkercad.
Nice.
So this is Tinkercad, and this is a really good place to start your 3D design journey. So you can create a lot of interesting things in here. It gives them funny little names, like this one is going to be called Smooth Asboo,
Yeah, it creates its own like magical names for everything.
which it's so fun. I like it a lot. Yeah, so the basic idea here is that you can take a shape, say you want to make a square. And the way I'm moving this around so that I can see it, I'm just holding the right mouse button and rotating it. So if I want to change the size of my square, one thing I can do is I'm going to hold shift so that it changes all the sides at the same rate. So you can resize your square. You can use this little hat to move it up and down. And you can see the number at the bottom is telling you how close or far away it is to the build plate. You can make it short. And then you can also, you can either add a hole from here. So you can see that is just space. And you can change those, you can toggle them back and forth. So now it's not space. Object, space, nice. Then when you select them both, you can group them together and they become one object. So if you wanted to put a hole in something, say I didn't like that, I just click undo and then I can make this taller. Make sure it's going all the way through, group them again. And there you go, you got a hole all the way through. There's also a text function. So you can type your text here or on the actual work plane. So you can create anything you want with that text, and you can change the font that you're using as well. There's a few different options. But when you 3D print that, they're all going to be separate pieces, so they're going to fall apart. My internet's a bit slow, it seems. So what you can do instead is just drop a little rectangle in there. And then put that there as a base. And that will connect all of your letters. There we go, sort of. Then of course you can adjust the height. And then if you want it to sit flat on a desk, you should probably change it to all caps. Oh no, it still has.
Ah, drop J.
Drop J, uh-oh. Here,
Probably have to capitalize that, right?
ah, there we go.
Oh, cool.
Problem solved.
Yes.
Yeah,
Nice.
so there's like a few easy things that you can do to get started. And they also have this cool function that I like a lot where you can, yeah, draw.
I don't, you think that's, I think you love that function. I never quite get it.
Oh yeah, I think it's really fun. I created a pair of earrings the other day out of a scribble.
Oh, they were really cool.
Thanks. So I'm gonna drop that down to 1. So this is a new thing that I'm just trying out here. But so I'm gonna hit
Christmas tree.
It's a Christmas tree. So you can hit Control D and that's gonna duplicate it. And then you can rotate it. Oh, that's not the way I want to rotate it.
You can do things on so many different axes.
Every axis that exists. There we go.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'm going to rotate that 90 degrees.
Cool.
Or 89 or 91, if I can't get it precisely.
And then move it a little bit.
Then move it a little bit. And then when I hit Control D again,
yep,
it's going to duplicate them in the exact way that I just changed them.
Ah, sweet.
Yeah, so say I group that, then I copy it. So if you duplicate it, it pastes it right on top, which is interesting. And then you can align things. So I'm going to align them to the center and the center.
Smart.
And then I'm going to rotate this one again, 45 degrees. Group it. It's thinking about grouping it. And now I have a tree decoration that I can just print and stick on my Christmas tree.
Nice.
Yeah. Do you have anything you want to add in?
I can't do that until you
Stop share.
No, save it. You just have to click back to your dashboard.
Ah.
And then it'll pop up.
Okay, cool. You're all set.
Hit a refresh and we'll see if we think of this. Nice.
Yeah.
There it is.
There it is.
So
You gotta share your screen though.
Oh yeah. Okay. I think Liz pretty much covered it all, but we can actually, if Liz pops it open, we can show you a really cool trick in Tinkercad.
So not screen share,
Oh,
just
sorry,
open?
just
play?
Just go open it.
Yeah, okay.
So Liz made this thing, but now we're in the same account and I can grab it and move it around. And then we can add different things onto it. So I can go down here and grab a ball and drop it into the center, I would say. It's not quite into the center right now. I take the 2. We can do the align thing. And then I can work on something that Liz has already created.
And then I thought maybe we would need to add a little hook. So
Oh, good call. Nice.
yeah, I'll just pop that in.
The other thing that I love doing, nice hook. Nice hook. Ah. Ooh. The other thing that's really cool is when I bring in an object like this, and I want to put something on the side of it. So like I want to line it up right on that side. I can pull in a work plane, this thing, work plane, and then you just kind of hover over, and once you're on it, you can see it. And now any object that I bring in, so if I want to put a pyramid on there, it's going to bring it in on that plane. And now when I want to flip back, I just click on the bottom again. And now I've got an object in at a really odd angle.
When you changed the workspace, it made my little
Oh, did it throw your thing
my
down?
button like way down.
Oh, cool.
I'm gonna go fetch it.
It's fun. I think it's cool that you can work on this collaboratively, and yeah, lots of cooperation.
It's fun. It's really cool that we can
Hang on, I'll bring
create
the donut
these
back in.
designs. No, I got the donut.
Oh, you found your donut?
I found the donut.
Okay, hang on. I'll get mine out of the way. Your donut keeps moving on my screen.
All right, I'm gonna
Nice.
group these. Oh,
Cool.
actually, is yours centered? Did you align it?
Yeah.
Okay. Should I group many things?
and then we can fire that out and put it on the printer.
Oh, I grouped many things, but that's okay.
I think you got it. I'm gonna just hit it. I'm gonna grab them.
Included Hi Joe in there.
Okay, I'm gonna just take, I'm gonna ungroup them. Actually, no, we can do that. I'm gonna click on them, or click on this. And we're gonna export it.
We taught Joe something.
Sweet.
I know. Joe knows a lot about 3D printing, so
Joe-
I'm pretty proud right now.
Joe usually teaches us how to 3D print.
It's true.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. So I'm gonna export that and then we can have a look at it in a couple minutes or actually we do it right now. Let's do it right now. So I'm gonna do, because I'm still screen sharing, correct. Is Cura up? Yep, there's Cura. So we're in this program called Cura. So we've taken that thing from the something from Thingiverse or something that we've created on Tinkercad. We've created and all of these objects are kind of like a mesh frame from a video game. They're totally hollow. And when you put them into the real world on the 3D printer, you need to slice them up into layers. So each layer can print out separately. So I'm going to hit the slice button. And as it's slicing, we're going to let it slice. It says it's going to take 1 hour and 25 minutes for this to come out. And if I go right into the preview, what we're going to show is, we're going to show all the layers. And now I'm going to go right down to the bottom. So in the bottom, these guys have chosen to put some text in, which was kind of fun. And then as you move up, it prints a solid layer on the bottom. And then it starts to print this crisscrossy infill. And the infill are kind of like, they're just taking up less room. So it's a bunch of honeycombs. And then it prints top solid layers and continues up and 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 up. And then right about here, you can kind of see something really cool happening. So we'll hit supports in a second. This arch doesn't need any supports because as it gets closer to the top, it just kind of makes a bridge and bridges together. And that's how the flexies work with their chains. They'll do a couple little bridges and they'll just make something happen. And then once we hit here, it starts to actually bridge that top roof right together. So it doesn't need supports in there either. Hit the delete button for a second. And I'm going to go back to prepare. And I'm going to open, or actually let's put down to file, open files. I'm going to grab what we just made in Tinkercad. So there's our ornament. There's our Joe. And I'm going to actually do something in this. I'm going to say edit. Okay, I'm going to take this and I'm going to flip it sideways just to show you something. So right there, everything's going to print out. It's nice and flat. It's going to print up in straight lines, no problem. But if I take this and I just want to print out Joe, I'm going to take this, move it flat down to the bottom. Anything under the build plate won't get built. It just gets cut off. So I'm just going to print this out. But what's happening here, hit slice. We got Hi Joe and serial. Oh, I forgot to click the thing. Generate support. Sorry, everyone. Slice. Support. Yep. What's up?
I think they're looking at the Tinkercad window.
Oh. Oh, stop share reshare.
Stop share reshare. Come on, Zoom.
Stop share reshare. Sorry, guys. How many times have we done that, Joe?
Need to share the screen for Cura. Yep.
Cura's up?
Cura's up.
Sorry, everyone. Cura's up. So nobody saw. Okay. Okay, here's this. So I'm going to do supports because I'm sitting right here and I've just explained it all. But this will need supports because the E would just fall out of nowhere. So I'm going to hit preview and see all of these. So these are called tree supports. And it just builds up these like massive branches underneath the letters and they all break out really easily. And it also puts them in up and down in the O and up and down in the I and the H. And yeah, so this is probably a couple too many supports, but you know, you kind of get the idea. If you have an overhang, like your arm sticking out, you need something underneath it so it prints its first layer. Delete, edit, do. And now we'll just quick go back to this Benchy because you missed that slicing. So what I just said 2 minutes ago, hit the slice button. Slicing. Oh, and guess what? Is it ready?
I think it's ready. I think it's cool.
Ready. Okay. I shouldn't have had supports selected on this. Let's see. Okay.
You're sharing screen, so let's do the big reveal on
Yep.
Cam.
Okay.
Cam the camera.
So here we go. This is the Benchy that I just explained a couple seconds ago, that the first layer comes down flat and then it builds up and then it starts to build a honeycomb layer inside so that it's not using nearly as much plastic. And as we go up, it builds the top layers flat. And then right here, this is the bridging that happens on like the chain links.
Like an actual bridge, like a stone bridge.
Yeah, because it is the top of that is a bridge. Yeah. And then it also bridges the roof because it's a small roof. Done.
Done.
Cool. Stop share.
And then it looks like this.
Woo! Nice, Benchy. And I think our prints loose.
Woohoo! It's cool enough.
And if anybody's at home, can you read what this says?
Does it say filament?
Who's that?
Ah!
Okay, let's switch to Skycam for a second.
Skycam.
Because in case you can't read what it says, you can also do something like, okay, check this out.
Oh, what are you drawing on that with?
Gold paint marker,
Cool.
one of my favorites.
Paint marker.
Do.
And you can just get that at a craft or hobby shop.
Yes, the best gold paint markers that I've seen are at Blow Stationery.
Nice.
I think KW Surplus also has a good assortment of paint markers. KW Surplus has a good assortment of everything.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite stores in town.
I know. Every time I see you after a day or two, I say, hey, Eric, what did you do this weekend? And you say, I went to KW Surplus.
Wah, wah. Okay, cool. Check that out. Actually, let's do extreme close-up.
Extreme close-up.
Whoa. So if you've done a name plaque or if you've done something, it's super easy to do a nice little detail of filament, gold, or silver, or any other paint color marker. You can also use acrylic paints on these too. So totally awesome.
Totally awesome. Cool. And we also have a segment.
Oh yeah, run segment.
Yeah.
Are we gonna run segment?
We're gonna run segment.
Okay.
People always ask.
What's the difference between 3D printers?
So we have two in this space and people are always really curious about what the difference is. So we made something to tell you that difference.
We get asked in the Makerspace all the time, what's the difference between a $1,000 plus printer and a $200 to $300 maker printer that you buy as a kit? In terms of print quality and the materials that you can use in both printers, they're about the same. The big difference between the two printers and the difference in price comes down to how user-friendly they are and how easy it is to get started 3D printing right away. The Cubicon has a much nicer interface, it has a touch screen, and it'll show you a preview of what your print looks like, whereas the Ender 3 just has some basic titles that tell you what your file name is, and you go through kind of a text-based menu. A high-end 3D printer like the Cubicon, this one has a really amazing bed, and I believe the build surface is called Garolite. As well, it has an auto level on it, which is servo controlled, so motors actually move up and down to adjust the level of your bed, which ensures an awesome print every time. The basic model Ender 3 is about $300 at the moment, but you have to level the bed by adjusting these screws with your fingers manually. This is not a super difficult skill to master, but it's probably going to be frustrating about the first 25 to 50 times that you do it. The other big difference between the two printers is one has a heated build chamber and it's completely enclosed. The other one is open air. How does this help you out? Well, as your print sticks to the bed, it needs to be warm, and it likes to stay warm as it's building from the ground up. And if it cools too quickly, sometimes it can pop off, or you can get some warping happening, and you can run into a few other issues. With the open air bed, you're only relying on the heat radiating up from the build plate to keep the warmth into the print. You can get around this by making your own enclosure, but there's a lot of different things that you need to consider when you're doing that. However, if you're just working with PLA, you shouldn't have too many problems. As well, with a lot of the $1,000 plus printers, there's an included filter, which filters any toxins out of the air that are created by heating the plastic. PLA, for the most part, is generally considered reasonably safe. And remember, whatever type of 3D printing you decide to get into, there's always going to be a bit of a learning curve. It's not quite at the user-friendly state where you just hit print and everything happens. You still need to decide on where your piece is going to be placed, the type of infill that you're going to use, how it's going to attach to the bed, and what orientation it's going to be in. There's a lot of factors, but if you ever want to know any of them, make an appointment. Come into the Makerspace. The big difference when deciding which 3D printer to get is deciding what you'd like your hobby to be. Would you like to be creating 3D designs, downloading things off Thingiverse, and just printing out stuff or pieces that you've created? Or do you want the challenge of assembling a machine, tuning a machine, and really getting to know how the 3D printer itself works? I really like doing both. So I've learned how to do 3D drafting, and I've learned how to build 3D printers. Love it! Not everybody wants to do that, and if you're kind of unsure, make an appointment. Come into the Makerspace. We'll teach you about 3D printing. We'll help to answer some of your questions. You can start to learn about it, and you can really get an idea of how things work before you go out and buy a machine yourself.
All right.
Cool.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like 3D printing in a nutshell. There's about 1,000 more things to do. And one quick little update for everyone. Cura 5, everybody who's into 3D printing, look up Cura 5 beta. It's improved the print quality and time, like ridiculously amazing. Watch the videos about it. It's like revolutionary, and it's just come out in the last week.
Nice. 3D printing revolution.
Da, da, da,
Da,
da,
da,
da,
da,
da, da. All right. Don't mind me while I geek out some more.
Okay, so Eric, if somebody wanted to get started 3D printing, of course, they could make an appointment and come into the MakerSpace, but are there some resources that they can access at home that would help them learn a thing or two?
Absolutely. I would say my first awesomest place to go is YouTube. I'm just gonna do a quick screen share of YouTube. So on YouTube, a couple, like 4 of the people I kind of follow, and Joel, the 3D printing nerd, he has a lot of really entertaining stuff, a lot of really good info, and he does some really wild projects. So yeah, watch him. Teaching Tech gets super in depth, but very clearly explains how the machines work. And he also has a little bit of CAD stuff. Maker's Muse goes into some really nice detail work on designing, and has a whole CAD series that's really great. I've learned a ton from him. And Thomas is just, he's just released a Getting Started in 3D Printing series that looks really good, and it's part of Prusa Research, and it just looks, it looks awesome. And I've followed him for years. He just has some really down to earth, very sensible tips on just about everything. And like, okay, last one, my absolute favorite, 3D Printing Today podcast. This podcast had taught me how to 3D print pretty much everything. These guys are, Andy and Whitney, they know, they're amazing. They're amazing. They're entertaining to listen to. They get into a little bit of everything. Listen to the podcast. I listen to it. I listen to it in reruns. I love it. And they've really good, super good tips. Learned so much. Anyway,
Yeah, we'll link those in the show notes in the
Cool.
description. So yeah, so those are some great places to get started. And there's also a few things happening at the library that you should check out, definitely. Pick up our latest printed newsletter, follow us on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, or all 3, and YouTube. Subscribe, boom, boom, hit the like button. Doot, doot. And yeah, the next thing that's coming up that I think is really cool is the Stranger Things escape room. So the latest season of Stranger Things is coming out, and we've got a family-friendly escape room planned. So you can come to the library and book a time so that you'll have, I think it's 5 people maximum, and you'll have to solve puzzles. You'll be transported back into the 80s. You have to solve puzzles to try and escape.
I have a whole trunk full of 80s toys ready for it.
Yeah, everything that you see in that room is probably going to come from Eric's garage.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, I don't know what Brooke's doing with it. I'm just bringing her a whole bunch of fun toys. Wow.
Yeah, and there's other cool stuff going on too with Stranger Things. I really wanted to tell you about that.
Yeah, and pick up a copy of our newsletter.
Yeah.
It's got all the summer activities in it, and Trish is up to something almost every day in the summer for kids.
Summer reading is coming up. Sign up for your TD Summer Reading Club. You get a kit, you get all sorts of swag. If you meet your reading goals, you get to spin the prize wheel, and you get cool prizes like ice cream or time at the Cat Cafe. I don't know what they're going to have this year. No promises, but TD Summer Reading is an amazing way to spend the summer.
Yeah, the amount of programs that are running this summer are just ridiculous.
Yes.
Woohoo.
Yeah. And for adults, we have lots of things going on the Beanstack app. So if you haven't checked that out yet, we have Around the World in 80 Reads, which is focused on travel. Yeah, lots of cool international things happening there. And then also next month, we're doing one for Indigenous history. So you can learn a little bit about the original people on Turtle Island.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So I don't know, is there anything else that we need to say before we roll the outro? Okay, thank you, Lego person.
No problem.
Thanks for coming, everyone, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Woo. Woo.
Stay tuned for further instructions. This is not a test.
It's ready. Cool. Cool faster. It won't come off yet.